Hello everyone, welcome to Arka Science, and today in this video I will be talking about the transit of Rahu and Ketu 2023 into the sign of Pisces and Virgo for all the 12 ascendant signs. It's a very important transit and there are so many things going on around the transit of Rahu and Ketu. Has the transit already happened or yet to happen? And how to check it, what are the different methodologies in which we can look into this transit? Now see, there are two types of nodes. Here nodes means that Rahu and Ketu. One is mean nodes, that is mean Rahu Ketu, and one is true node, that is true Rahu Ketu. On 30th of October 2023, mean Rahu Ketu has made the transit. So that means if you follow mean nodes, that is mean Rahu and mean Ketu, in that case for you on 30th of October 2023, Rahu and Ketu transit has already happened for the mean nodes. So if you follow mean nodes, you will find that Rahu is posited at this moment in the sign of Pisces and Ketu is posited at this moment in the sign of Virgo. That is, the transit has already happened. But if you follow the true Rahu and true Ketu, that is the true nodes, in that case I will say the transit is yet to happen. They will make the transit on 29th of November 2023. That is Rahu, that is true Rahu, will move into the sign of Pisces on 29th of November 2023, and same for Ketu, that is true Ketu, into the sign of Virgo on 29th of November 2023. Now, depending upon which nodes we are following, the process of looking into the transit, because more few days to go for the true Rahu and Ketu, and if you see that at this moment of time, if you follow true Rahu and Ketu, you will see that Jupiter and Rahu conjunction is still there in the sign of Aries, and in the sign of Libra you will find Mars and Ketu, they are conjunct together at this point of time, and they are also conjunct with Sun. Now means how the predictions will change, you see, only because we follow in either someone is following the mean nodes, someone is following the true nodes. Now if you ask me that what I follow, then I follow the true nodes, because now what I am going to say here is that completely on the basis of the basics of Vedic astrology. Now you see, when we talk about the mean nodes means the average value, the mean value of the transit of Rahu and Ketu. That is not the actual Rahu and Ketu, that is the mean value of the transit that is being considered. Now mean Rahu and Ketu, they are always in the retrograde motion, but suppose you are someone who follows the ephemeris or the panchang. Suppose you are in India and you follow the panchang on daily basis, or suppose you have the ephemeris, you follow it day to day basis, you will see that true Rahu and true Ketu, their transit, the daily transit, is quite different to the mean Rahu and mean Ketu, because true Rahu and true Ketu sometimes they becomes direct for a very small amount of time, very small few days, they become direct. Now if you go through a month or 2 months, all of a sudden you will see that these 4 days, these 5 days, they are in the direct motion, maybe in a very small longitudinal degree, very small, but it happens. Now if you follow the mean Rahu and mean Ketu, then what will happen? that small amount of direct motion won't be reflected in the whole year of that mean value of longitudinal transit per day for Rahu and Ketu. So what happens? One important transit for Rahu and Ketu, we miss it down, and which not only creates the problems in how we are predicting the events, but also you will see that there are significant differences of longitudinal degrees sometimes. Many a times you will see that, because I get to hear all this from many people, that in one of the software I have Rahu in such and such house, but in another software I have Rahu in another house. I get to hear this kind of things. Might be you can also go through this kind of problems. Now then the question comes, someone will ask me, I can't understand which software to follow, which website to follow. Maybe both are wrong, maybe all of them is right or all of them is wrong. I don't know what to do. Sometimes it may also happen, you will find that in your horoscope, in one of the software they are showing Rahu in such and such degree in the same sign, and in the other horoscope, in other software, you will see the same horoscope, the same Rahu is present in the same sign but in another longitude. So if the longitudinal difference will be there, then what will happen? The same difference will be reflected in the divisional charts. So in the D9, your Rahu Ketu will be in different houses. Now D9 is a very important chart. The similar kind of differences can be found in the D7 chart or the D10 chart. So you can understand that how significant it becomes, that what to take and what not to, and why the differences comes. Because if you check minutely, you will understand that maybe in one software they are following True Rahu and True Ketu, and in the another they are following Mean Rahu and Mean Ketu. And as I said, that mean nodes is just an average value. It is not the original value. It is just an average value. If you really want to understand that where the Rahu is going to give you results, check the True Rahu longitude. You may not know that maybe you are born on a day when Rahu was direct. It might seem to surprise you, but that's how it works. It becomes direct very small amount of time, maybe in a year or maybe twice a year. You never know that. That's how it goes on. And suppose if you see that, Rahu is always retrograde, Ketu is always retrograde, most of the times, almost most of the times they are retrograde, but you never know that how the True Rahu and True Ketu is playing their game. And since I follow True Rahu and True Ketu, and I gave the logic behind that, one more thing I will say regarding this is that normally Rahu or Ketu transits in a sign for 18 months, that is 1.5 years, 18 months. But this time True Rahu and True Ketu transited through the sign of Aries and Libra respectively for just more than 20 months. It's a normally does not happens like that, but this time this transit happened like this for True Rahu and True Ketu. Now this I will leave up to your own wisdom, that how what to follow. Means I said you that why I follow True Rahu and True Ketu. Now I am leaving it to you that what you need to see. Okay, because there are certain demerits of using mean nodes, because you will not understand the original longitude of Rahu, or it may reflect wrong house placement in your Vedic chart also, if you don't go through the original. And then what happens, then the question comes, maybe I took the ayanamsa wrong, maybe I took that wrong, maybe I don't know, this kind of feelings may come. Okay, and then the question comes that which software to follow. So I say you that our basics should be correct while checking a now I will not say here that who is following what. I will not, that is their completely own choice. Okay, what I follow, that I am saying. Okay, now here one important part is that if you think about the Jupiter Rahu conjunction, now the question comes that has the Jupiter Rahu conjunction over? Is the impact of Guru Chandal Yog over? Suppose if you follow True Rahu and True Ketu, then I will say that it is not yet over, because True Rahu and True Ketu has not made the transit yet. They will make the transit on 29th of November. In fact, in case of True Rahu and True Ketu, what is happening? Rahu is at present posited in the Gandanta, Ashwini Nakshatra, in the sign of Aries, initial degrees of Aries, for True Rahu I am talking about. And in this month, since Jupiter is retrograde, it will move towards Rahu, that is True Rahu. So it will intensify the impact of Guru Chandal Yog this month. Now this also means that just opposite to it, at present Mars is also transiting. Okay, although Mars will change the sign later in this month of November itself, but still at this point of time, in that case we also understand that yes, Mars is in opposition to Rahu, Mars is in conjunction with Ketu at this point of time, means I am talking about True Rahu and True Ketu. That means the conjunctions are still active, they are not over yet. Okay. Now suppose someone will say that no, I follow mean Rahu and mean Ketu. What about that? Okay, in that case on 30th of October they have changed the sign. So in the horoscope you can see that Jupiter is retrograde in the sign of Aries, Rahu is transiting, that is mean Rahu is transiting in the sign of Pisces, because it has changed the sign on 30th of October 2023. I am talking about mean nodes. So you may feel that okay, the conjunction is over, a big sigh of relief. But here comes the out of many rules of retrograde planets, one of the simple rule is that when a planet is retrograde in a house, it gives its result from its previous sign also, as if it is placed in the previous sign, as if. That means Jupiter is retrograde in the Aries, so it will give its result from Pisces also, as if it is blessed in Pisces, and we have to check the aspects from Pisces also. And who is in Pisces according to mean nodes, that is Rahu, mean Rahu. So in that case also, impact of Guru Chandal Yoga or the impact of conjunction of Jupiter and Rahu is not over. Okay, so important part here to understand or to follow is that we have to be very compassionate. We have to follow the proper duties, proper righteousness in our life. We cannot take shortcuts only because that I want that thing in my life, and I can take any way in order to get that in my life. No, you cannot do that. We have to follow the proper ethics. That's how this conjunction has to be tackled. Okay. Now, when we talk about Pisces, now if you go through mean nodes or true nodes, in either of the cases, let me talk about how Rahu will behave in Pisces. When Rahu enters Pisces, it will be in Revati Nakshatra. It's a very beautiful nakshatra, very creative nakshatra. It is a nakshatra where Venus exalts. Okay, but I am not talking about here Venus, I am talking about the essence of the nakshatra, and Rahu here will make you feel that extra feel good factor. I've talked about this feel good factor in my previous few videos. I don't remember in which video, but I talked about it. There is a feel good factor. Now what happens that basically it talks about indulgence. Indulgence means initially you will feel the transit of Rahu in the sign of Pisces is giving you happiness, or you will feel that whatever I am doing, I'm happy about it. I don't need to put extra effort and extra action, because Pisces is the 12th house of the natural zodiac. It is the 12th sign, last house, house of loss, the house where we don't feel to get attached to anything. Means we feel that what happened happened, let it go, let it go, this kind of feeling. And since it is Revati Nakshatra, we will feel very happy about it, we will feel very good about it. Okay, so that will be a time when we have to be like, what is right and what is wrong? Are we not wasting time, or are we getting into certain kinds of work or things which are not meant to be? So it will be a time to work on our choices, day-to-day life habits, choices, very essential, because it is not going to be a transit of 1 month or 2 months. It is a transit of around 18 months. Rahu and Ketu will change the sign again from Pisces and Virgo respectively to Aquarius and Leo on May 2025. 18 months to go. So if you feel that okay, now only the transit has happened, let it be, we have to plan the course of actions accordingly. Now this kind of feeling can be there wheresoever the sign Pisces lies in your horoscope. Suppose it lies in your 3rd house, you may feel that okay, whatever I am doing good. Although Rahu performs very good in 3rd house, I will talk about it in the ascendant wise prediction, but the essence of Pisces sign I am talking about. Now if I talk about Ketu in Virgo, see, Virgo is a sign of order, regularity, regular practice, critical thinking, logical abilities, keeping something very beautiful, clean. Order, that is the sentence for Virgo. And Ketu is a planet which has the sharpest of the critical minds, critical thinking. Although it does not has the head, but Ketu has got that very sharp, very harsh critical thinking, means critics, discriminative qualities. That is what Ketu. So Ketu in Virgo, it simply means excessive critical thinking leading to detachment. Excessive critical thinking, that means it may make you feel that you know things better than others, and you will feel that do it as it is. And if the things are not done in that way, a time will come when you will feel that do it means how you feel like, don't bother me. If you want to do it in my way, okay, otherwise don't bother me. Means Virgo is the 6th house of the natural zodiac. Now 6th house has the energy of regular work, hard work, perfection, and Ketu is that critical thinking. So what happens, Ketu knows here that these things needs to be done in this way, but if it is not done, Ketu will make you feel that leave it, I don't bother, let them do it in their own way. So this kind of feeling may come in your whatever house the sign Virgo lies in your horoscope. Suppose it happens in your 7th house, then this kind of feeling may come between you and your partner. You might become very excessive critical about your partner or about the people with whom you are dealing with at the professional or personal level. Okay, and that can lead to significant disinterest or lack of interest in the partnership or relationship. So that is how the transits are going to play their game. Now, since Jupiter is retrograde at this point of time, and Jupiter will continue to retrograde till the end of December 2023. So here, even if on 29th of November 2023 Rahu changes the sign, that is the true Rahu changes the sign, still by the impact of retrograde Jupiter, Jupiter will give its result from Pisces. Rahu is in Pisces, means true Rahu after 29th of November will be in Pisces. So both Rahu and Jupiter will give its result from Pisces. So that is the impact of Rahu and Jupiter conjunction is not ending very soon. Okay, we have to understand this thing. And when we look into all these matters and we apply the basics while checking the horoscope, while checking the predictions, then we are going to get the actual results. Now suppose if you are running through the dasa of Jupiter, you are running through the dasa of Rahu, Ketu or Mercury, or suppose you have any planet posited in Pisces or Virgo, and dasa of that planet is going on. In that case also, this transit of Rahu and Ketu is going to be very important for you. It is going to be like you may feel the impact more with respect to that house, with respect to that planet. Now, how to check this transit? Every time I say that check it from ascendant and moon. First from the ascendant and then from the moon. But since Rahu and Ketu, this transit happens for so many months, 18 months, and it's a basically essentially a retrograde planet. So I will also say you that check it from your natal Rahu and natal Ketu also. Means wheresoever Rahu is posited in your chart, in your natal chart, from that house where this Rahu is transiting, or from your natal Ketu where this Ketu is transiting, that will also give you some more insights regarding this transit of Rahu and Ketu. Means more you go into the details, more you are going to get information regarding how the transit will work for you. See, I am not talking about whether it will be good, bad. That can be depending upon your horoscope, that can be depending upon your dasa. Okay, there are other impacts also, like which planets are aspecting that house or which planets are posited in that house. There are other impacts also, but basically I will say you that first check it from your ascendant, then check it from your moon, and third, if you feel so, check it from your natal position of Rahu and Ketu also. Now normally Rahu and Ketu, they are malefic planets, so transit of malefics in the 3, 6, 11 houses are normally considered very good. They are like they become very powerful and they normally gives very good results in the 3, 6, 11 houses. They are the Upachya houses. Okay. Now when you are talking about the Upachya houses, then I will also say that the 10th house, the transit of Rahu in the 10th house is considered very good, but essentially take the 3, 6, 11. Okay, these are the houses where Rahu Ketu, this transit will be very good. But in case of Rahu specifically, then I will also say that take the 10th house also. Now 10th house is also the Upachya house. Okay, suppose in your horoscope Rahu is transiting in the 10th house, then that is also going to give you very good results. Now irrespective of what dasa and other things are going on, definitely they will have their own impact. Now suppose Rahu and Ketu transit is happening in your trinal houses. Now what are trinal houses? 159 in your first house, fifth house, ninth house. Now that will depend upon other things also, but generally we say that in the trinal houses they give very good results. Okay. Or suppose they are transiting in the quadrants, that is the Kendra houses, 1, 4, 7, 10. Okay, in the 4th house, 7th house, 10th house, or first house. Okay, that is how we can say that these are the houses where they normally perform very good. Here one more thing I will say, that 6th house is a part of Dusthana house, but being a malefic, transit in the 6th house is considered very good. Okay, now suppose they are in transit through 212 combination or 6-8 combination from the Natal Rahu or Natal Ketu. That is not good. That may create problems, or that may bring some difficulties if certain dasas are running. Okay, if the dasas are favorable, then that will be some ups and downs can be there, but overall dasa is good, so it will give you good results. Okay, otherwise 6-8 combination or 212 combinations are not considered very good. But 6th house, even if it is a part of Trik Bhava or the Dusthana houses, still I will say that transit of Rahu or Ketu in the 6th house is considered good, because they perform really good over there. So that is how to check the houses. Okay, now someone will say that what is better, trinal or Kendra or 3, 6, 11? Means in that case, if someone will ask, that will depend upon the significance of the houses. Means what you want from that house, what transit is happening. Okay, it will depend upon that, it will vary. Some things will be good, some things may vary. Okay, in that we have to check it. So regarding the true Rahu or main Rahu, if you have any doubt, please write it down in the comment box. I will look into it and I will go through it and I will answer you. Okay, means if you have really any doubt regarding that, because since I said many things regarding it, so definitely if you have any doubt, what to work on it, how to follow it, if you have any question or queries, please write it down relevant to it. Okay, so now I will talk about all the 12 ascendant signs, that how it is going to impact you based on the transit of Rahu and Ketu. Now this transit result which I am going to talk about now, this is about the transit of Rahu in the Pisces, Ketu in Virgo. It has nothing to do with mean or true nodes. Okay, means I am talking about the transit basically. And if you want to have a consultation from me, check the links down in the description section, or you can mail me through my email ID, or get connected with me through my Facebook or Instagram accounts. And yes, if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video you get notified instantly. Okay, so now let us start with all the 12 ascendant signs. Check it from your moon sign also, and yes, if you get time, check it from your natal position of Rahu and Ketu also. Let us start. So for the Aries ascendant people, Rahu is transiting in your 12th house in the sign of Pisces, and Ketu is transiting in the sign of Virgo in your 6th house. This transit of Rahu and Ketu for the Aries ascendant natives is going to be very important, very vital. As soon as Rahu is in the sign of Pisces, it will be in the Revati Nakshatra, and Pisces is the 12th house, it is the 12th sign of the natural zodiac. So basically this indicates indulgence. Now initially there will be a state of happy mood, or everything is so good, everything is so happy, everything is so nice, this kind of feeling. And later on you will feel that there is a considerable reduction of flexibility towards the changes of day-to-day life challenges, day-to-day lifestyle. Now this has something to do with Rahu in the 12th house, because we will feel that everything is so good, and that will negate the change. And it has something to do with Ketu in the 6th house also, because 6th house is day-to-day challenges, and Ketu will show disinterest, detachment, and that will create some kind of difficulties in order to cope up with day-to-day activities. So we have to maintain a proper habit, proper life choices during this particular transit of Rahu in the 12th house and Ketu in the 6th house, because Rahu here will make us feel that everything is so good, and later on when we are not up to the mark regarding our day-to-day activities with proper action plan, proper channelization of energy, because if you are not up to that, then that can create problems. Sometimes what happens, it is important for us to take right choices, and here Rahu, because of that placement, that transit in the sign of Pisces in the 12th house, we may lack proper action oriented planning in our day-to-day life activities. Because here what will happen, you may feel that 12th house is basically the house of let it go. In order to chase our dreams, in order to chase our aims, ambitions, goals of our life, Rahu is a very important planet, and that Rahu is placed in the sign of Pisces, so it may create hindrance towards our action, our energy towards day-to-day life. On the other hand, this Rahu will give you very good results with respect to learning new kind of knowledge subjects related to mysticism, spirituality, occult sciences. It's a very curious planet. On the other hand, Rahu also has something to do with foreign culture, foreign connection. 12th house is far away lands. Looking into the fact that your 12th lord Jupiter is transiting at this moment of time in your first house in the retrograde motion, that is Jupiter, and Jupiter happens to be your 9th lord also. That means, suppose if you are planning for higher education in some foreign land or far away place, then this transit of Rahu in the 12th house in the sign of Pisces will be really helpful in order to chase your dreams towards your education, towards your learning. Because 12th house is basically the house of other realm, means something which is unknown to us, and Rahu, since it is very inquisitive, it will dive deep into it. So suppose if you are a student, if you are thinking to learn new things at some faraway place, at some foreign place, then by the virtue of this transit of Rahu and the placement of transit of Jupiter in the first house will help you to get new kind of knowledge at some faraway place. But again, at the same time, I will also say that it has something to do with our habits and choices, because our day-to-day life management, planning, mentality, choices, what is good, what is not good, what I like the most, these kind of things are seen from the 5th house, and 12th house is 8th from the 5th house. 8th means transformation. So in the 12th house, if Rahu is transiting and if we are not having a proper control over our habits and choices, then it can create problems. It can actually deviate us from the right path, because 8th house is transformation, 12th is 8th from the 5th house, correct. It can also deviate us from proper creative intelligence and thought process. Now thought process can be seen from 1st house and 5th house. Okay, so in this way this transit of Rahu is going to act. Now if you look into Ketu, you see 6th house is basically day-to-day life challenges, struggles, fighting through that and becoming victorious. That is what 6th house is all about. But Ketu is detachment. Ketu is like, here, don't bother me, let it be what it is. Critical thinking, excessive critical thinking. Okay, now suppose if you are working somewhere, you are doing a job, you are doing a service, Ketu will all of a sudden show some kind of disinterest towards it. So it may also happen that you may change your job, or you may show sudden dissatisfaction disinterest towards your work profile. So you may feel that I'm not getting along with this work environment, let me change it. So there can be a change of job, or there can be a change of job profile. Also there can be a misunderstanding, some kind of barrier, or like conflict of interest, or even if you may feel that there can be a sense of disinterest towards performing your own work, that can create problem with your superiors and authorities, your subordinates, colleagues, some problem with the government. Okay, this kind of things can be seen with Ketu's transit in the 6th house. But since Ketu is a malefic planet transiting in the 6th house, so it will also give you good results towards like victory over your enemies. Okay, you may get some favors and gains from your maternal side of your family. And if you maintain proper good habits and choices in your day-to-day life, if you are able to maintain that, then this Ketu will also give you good health. Okay, but as I said that it shows detachment, it shows disinterest. So at your work level, means at your day-to-day work level, means day-to-day challenges and struggles in that particular area of your life, you may face some kind of disinterest, some kind of hurdles initially, and that has to be looked upon through proper habits, proper maintenance of habits and choices. So make the most out of it. That's it for the Aries ascendant people. For the Taurus ascendant people, Rahu transit is happening in the 11th house, Ketu transit is happening in the 5th house. If I talk about the transit of Rahu, then I will say that transit of Rahu in the 11th house is a very welcome transit, very good transit for the Taurus ascendant people. It normally indicates that financial gains, multiple opportunities, looking forward towards your aims, goals and ambitions of your life, name, fame, status, reputation, means you can just add on to it depending upon your dasa. Now suppose if you are going through a very favorable dasa and this kind of transit is happening in the 11th house, then this also indicates success at multiple fields, because Rahu amplifies the significance of the house or the sign where it is transiting. Now these are the good things. Now let me talk about something, the other side of the coin also. You see that at this moment of time your 11th lord Jupiter is transiting in the 12th house and Rahu is transiting in the 11th house. So that means 11th house is also the house of network circle. So you have to be very careful regarding what kind of people you are bringing in your life as a part of your social networking group or network circle, or the people with whom you are working. Okay, all the people who may look like a friend may not be a friend. So there two things I will say. Suppose if you are working with someone or you are working in a team or a group, don't get into any kind of manipulation, or don't try to cheat others, and at the same time make sure that others may not cheat you or others may not create problems for you. Means you should be careful regarding this also. Now why I say this here, because not because of only Rahu, it has something to do with Ketu also. Ketu will be transiting in the 5th house, and 5th house is our intelligence, our thought process. You see, thought process has nothing to do with multiple houses, but few houses like first house is thought process, 5th house is thought process. Okay, 12th house is subconscious mind. Although in the 12th house Jupiter is retrograde at this point of time, but this few houses has to be taken care of. Like in the 5th house we have Ketu. Now Ketu is a headless planet, so there can be whimsical decisions while choosing what is right and what is wrong. Means it means that you take a decision and later on you may feel, oh maybe I was not right or I was not correct, this kind of feeling. Okay, so suppose if you are working with multiple people, or you are feeling that yes, the moment Rahu entered 11th house, I had good team to work with. You have to be very careful with, means you have to act with your wisdom also, correct. Now as I said that it brings success, this will also bring you success with regards to your elder brother or elder cousin. Okay. um, Another thing is that suppose if you are associated with any work related to communication skill or scientific research, social media, okay, or even coding, suppose if you are a coder, software engineer, in that case also this transit of Rahu and Ketu is going to give you very good results. In fact, I will say, means overall it's a time of growth. Okay, now if I talk about Ketu in the 5th house, here one thing, since I said that it is a time of growth, that means you will be focused more on yourself, correct. So in the 5th house, Ketu transit, this also indicates that you may suffer some kind of difficulties, maybe due to misunderstanding, or maybe due to some kind of lack of interest towards your love relationships. There can be breaks in your romantic relationship. Now Ketu in the 5th house transit also indicates that there can be some breaks in education, or there can be some wrong choices made in order to taking some education stream or subjects, or you may also feel some kind of detachment or lack of interest towards the mainstream studies. In fact, this may also take you towards some occult or mysticism or subjects related to spirituality, that Ketu transit in the 5th house. So suppose if you are a student, you may all of a sudden find some disinterest towards your creative intelligence, towards your creative ability. You may feel that what to work with this creative intelligence, you may not be sure about it. Means there will be some delays. Delays means, since 5th house also deals with our mentality and our day-to-day life management, life choices, decision making, because it is the house of intelligence. Okay, so and Ketu is the headless planet, so you may feel that the things as it is planned is not working in that way. So it can lead to some kind of either breaks in work or some kind of delays. So during this particular time, it is also indicated that starting of any new work, new initiative or new project is not permissible, or I will say that until and unless you are very sure about it, don't start it. In fact, whatever work you have been doing, because Rahu in the 11th house, whatever work you have been doing, try to build a group of people, try to build like a network circle through which you can work on it. Like suppose if you are anything you are associated with finance or marketing, sales, marketing, digital media, in that case also it is going to give very good results. Okay, one more thing I will say, that if you are into speculation, Ketu in the 5th house transit, I will say that try to avoid it during this time, because this can lead to some kind of losses. Ketu in the 5th house transit. Okay, yes, one more thing I will add here for the Taurus ascendant people is that 5th house is also the house of children and progeny, so there can be some worries or difficulty related to children and progeny. Means you may get worried either due to health related matters, or maybe their own behavior or their own way of looking into the life and their life choices. Okay, you may feel a bit irritated sometimes, or it may be very difficult for you to manage the things related to your children and progeny. Okay, because of that Ketu in the 5th house. So that's it for the Taurus ascendant people. For the Gemini ascendant people, now Rahu is transiting in your 10th house and Ketu is transiting in your 4th house. Now, Rahu's transit in the 10th house means it's a very good transit, I will say, because it will give you that confidence to go through your work, do the hard work at the highest level and reach that highest position. Means it means that means you will have all the intelligence, and you will be also very curious regarding what to do, how to do in a more easy manner, in a more smart work type of methodology, that you will be able to reach the highest of the goals, chase your dreams, your aims and ambitions. Okay. Another thing is that this also indicates that gain through your father. And here one more thing is important, that since 10th house is also your authorities and superiors and means working environment, so there can be some clashes between the work ethics or methodology between you and your superiors and authorities, because Rahu is like, I want that. Now I can go through any pathway in order to achieve that thing. Okay. So that is a means, if you are going through particular thing in your life, that yes, I want that and I will work hard for it, it's okay. At the personal level it's really very good, but suppose you are working under someone or you are in an working environment, in that case this may also create some kind of rifts or misunderstanding between you and your superiors and authorities, because this can lead to some kind of ego related problems. Okay. Now, Ketu is transiting in your 4th house during this particular time, when Rahu is in the 10th house. Now, this Ketu's transit has to be taken very importantly, because you see, Ketu is a planet of detachment, disinterest, and 4th house is happiness, 4th house is peace of mind. So, here Ketu, first of all, what will happen? It will create a sense of irritation, some lack of happiness, lack of peace of mind. Okay. Some kind of unknown anxiety, difficulty in making proper understanding between you and your family members, specifically your mother. All of a sudden you will feel that I'm not getting along with the homely environment, or there is some kind of irritation or some kind of quarrels going on. Okay. So during this particular time you may also have a possibility of change of residence, or depending upon what is happening at the domestic level, there is a chance that you may move to some place in order to seek some kind of seclusion or secluded environment in order to get the peace of mind. Okay, during this particular time I will also say that don't get into any kind of work like selling or purchasing of landed property. Okay, because this can create difficulties or even sometimes losses also. Some problems with conveyances, that is the vehicles, means at the home level also there can be some problems, or at the conveyances also. So these are the things has to be given proper interest and proper attention. Now since Rahu is in the 10th house, so it may also make you feel that work and less interest towards the homely environment. So in that case domestic happiness may suffer, because at the end of the day when you come back to home you may feel that, my god, so many things, please don't bother me. This kind of feeling will be there. I'm too busy, don't bother me. Now that don't bother me, it can get along for 1 month or 2 months. You cannot continue it for so many months, because the transit of Rahu and Ketu is not happening for 1 month or 2 months. It is a basically 18-month long transit, correct? So certain things which needs your attention, certain things which cannot be avoided, has to be given proper attention, because this also indicates this Ketu's transit in the 4th house. I will say that it is normally, it is not taken a very good transit. Okay, so this also indicates losses of property, okay, or even expenditures. Okay, so you need to be very careful regarding that, and that can only be resolved when you have a proper balance or proper attention towards your homely environment, because this Ketu will make you feel like don't bother me. That's how Ketu in Virgo, because too much critical thinking that and since Rahu in the 10th house, so you will not get enough time to look into the homely matters. So one important thing is that during this particular time, take care regarding the health of your mother. Even though suppose if you feel that certain things are not correct, but still try to follow your proper duty and responsibility towards your domestic matter, your health of your mother, your home, domestic happiness. Ultimately it will give you good results. Okay, so that's it for the Gemini ascendant people. For the Cancer ascendant people, Rahu is transiting in the 9th house and Ketu is transiting in your 3rd house. Now Rahu's transit in the 9th house, I will say here it is a good transit, because looking into the fact that your 9th lord Jupiter will be transiting in the 10th house. So here this Rahu's transit, I will say it's a good transit. Okay, now what are the possible events can happen? Now this transit will indicate that some interest towards your religious ideas, higher education, long distance travels to have higher education, okay, philosophical ideas, study of some religious text, or there can be religious discourses also. You may all of a sudden means be very interested toward the religious ideas and everything, and there can be like you may meet people of religious community. Some spiritual learning can also be there during this particular time. So as I said, higher education, there can be a possibility that you may feel that let me go to some foreign place, let me go to some faraway place, have some long distance journey, experiences. Basically this is the transit of experience the ideologies, culture, people. So suppose the people who are like love to travel a lot, or suppose if you are a student and you are also feeling that yes, I need to learn these things, but that is available only in that place. So if you are thinking to moving to that place, it's a wonderful time. Some long distance journey, you go there, you explore the ideas, ideologies, and learn new things. It's a wonderful time. This is also a time to work on your aims and ambitions of your life. Okay, this is a time, since Jupiter is the 9th lord and Jupiter is transiting in your 10th house. This is also a time when, suppose if you are in any kind of job or work or business, you will be feeling that new kind of ideas, you will be able to apply in your work, which can ultimately allow you to expand your work. Because normally the transit of Jupiter in the 10th house is considered very good, and Rahu's dispositor is Jupiter, Rahu in the 9th house. So basically it is in one way or the other, it is making a very good combination. Although Rahu and Jupiter will be having a 2-12 combination, but still it's okay. The houses where they are transiting, that is overriding the other things. Okay, that is very important. Now Ketu in the 3rd house, now that has to be taken into account, that there can be some detachment from the social communication, or you may also feel that some misunderstanding or some issues or difficulties in how you are dealing with the people of the daily contact, specifically your friends and cousins, younger cousins, okay, your neighborhood. There can be some small quarrels or some small fights and all. Okay, try to avoid it, because third house is the house of valor, but again also it is the house of communication. And Ketu is a very like it's a very harsh communicator. Ketu means sometimes very rude, very critical, means like means you feel like this is not like that, and Ketu will make you feel, no, say it in that way, that tone. So that can be like sometimes very harsh, and so that's how it goes on. Okay, short travels are avoided. See, for Rahu I said long distance travels with regards to education or religious discourses, that is good. But suppose you are thinking that movement, short travels, going from one place to another, again coming back, this kind of travels with Ketu in the third house transit should be avoided, because you may feel more lethargic and lazy after you come back. Means when you start the journey, that time you will not feel it. When you come back, that time you will feel, oh, I didn't want it, not good for me, or it was not meant to be. This kind of feeling will be there. Okay, starting any new work during this time should be avoided. Rather, it is very essential to understand that whatever work you are doing, there can be a sense of detachment, there can be a sense of like lack of interest. So you have to find other ways in which you will be able to show your actions, your energy, your courage in your day-to-day life. So suppose you are starting every day one work, that work, this thing, that thing, that will be difficult for you to manage, because you see, third house is efforts, but Ketu is lack of interest. Ketu is also detachment. So it may make you do multiple things at the same time. After you start the work, you may feel that I shouldn't have done it. So until and unless you are completely sure about it, don't start it. On the other hand, Ketu also indicates past life talents. So during this particular time, all of a sudden some new kind of hobbies, some new kind of interest may grow or may ask your attention. Some new things, some new inclinations. Okay. Another thing is that third house is also inclination to study, inclination to for education. Third house is inclination towards education. Okay. So Ketu in the third house transit may also bring breaks over there, and that's when Rahu in the ninth house will work. Rahu in the ninth house will be very curious and inquisitive, like okay, means there is a problem here, let me go to that place and learn it. That's how it will work. Okay, so that's it for the Cancer ascendant people. Make the most out of it. Okay, for the Leo ascendant people, this Rahu Ketu transit is happening in the 8th house and 2nd house respectively. That is, Rahu is transiting in your 8th house for the Leo ascendant people, and Ketu is transiting in your 2nd house, okay, in the sign of Virgo. Now Rahu's transit in the 8th house, looking into the fact that your 8th lord Jupiter is transiting in the 9th house, here few important things is that suppose if you are in any kind of business partnership, so you will be doing very good with like handling property, money, wealth, joint asset related to other people with regards to your business partnership, or you may also have gains through it. You may also have gains through legacy, depending upon what kind of dasa you are running through, definitely. Second thing is that 8th house is also the house of Mangalya Bhav. So this is a time when you will be extra means enthusiastic towards the married life or the life in your relationship. Okay, you will take extra interest towards your partnership, be it the personal level, be it the professional level. Okay, means you will have that dominant role. You can also have some gains through your in-laws, if you are married. Okay, now since 8th house is also in-laws and Rahu is transiting in the 8th house, so some miscommunication with in-laws can also be possible during this particular time, but overall I will say it's a good transit because you may also get gains or help or support cooperation from them. Okay, since 8th house is also the house of longevity, it is the Ayur Sthan. Okay, and Rahu is a very mystic planet. 8th house is that certain ups and downs, transformation. So health has to be given topmost priority during this particular time. And since your 8th lord Jupiter is in the 9th house, and this also indicates some sudden travels, long distance travels, or sudden inclination to have learning, education towards spirituality or occult science. Suppose if you are associated with any work related to research, in that case also this transit of Rahu in the 8th house is going to give you very good results. But one important thing is that this can also mean that some problems or difficulty in managing the proper bonding and relationship between you and your own family members, looking into the fact that Ketu is transiting in the 2nd house. So any matter related to your own family members, own family matter, in those regards there can be some difficulty, or you may feel some kind of disinterest or some irritation, or something may create some matter may be tensed for you. Okay, so during this particular time it is also indicated that don't take any important decisions regarding your finances, investments. Don't make any investments which are not meant to be done until and unless you are completely sure about it. Try to avoid it. Okay, 2nd house where Ketu is transiting, that means there can be some either there can be some lack of good choices, some poor decision making regarding family and wealth and finances, or there can be a possibility some breaks. Now breaks here means either there can be job change of your job, change of your work, or there can be some kind of delays. Okay, so during this particular time it is recommended that don't make any expenditures which are not meant to be done, because expenditures are sin. So if you are managing your fixed asset, any decision related to your family asset, family wealth or fixed asset has to be taken only with complete wisdom, not whimsically. Means not it came into your thought and you did something. No, you don't do that. Okay, that's very important, because there can be some misunderstanding between you and your family members or on regarding family matters during this particular time. Very essential to understand all these things. Okay, so that's it for the Leo ascendant people. Make the most out of it. For the Virgo ascendant people, this transit of Rahu and Ketu is going to be very important because it is impacting your 1st house and 7th house. Rahu is transiting in your 7th house and Ketu is transiting on your 1st house itself. Now let me discuss the Rahu's transit first. Now Rahu's transit in the 7th house is normally considered good because it indicates that gains and happiness through partnership. Now be it personal level, at the personal level or at the professional level, means there can be good news, there can be overall domestic happiness. Suppose if you are not married, then there is a possibility that you may get marriage proposals or marriage like situation may come in your life due to the transit of Rahu in the 7th house. Normally it is indicated, the transit of Rahu in the 7th house, it is considered good in that regard. Suppose if you are thinking to expand your business, expand your work, or thinking to collaborate with other people in order to expand your work, expand your trade and business, in that case also this Rahu transit is going to give you very good results. Means any kind of new partnership, new collaboration, or there is a possibility that new people may come in your life. Okay, suppose if you are thinking for a new relationship, then during this particular time you may get into a new relationship. And other important part is that cooperation, means your partner will cooperate you. Okay, means since 7th house is also the house of mass, fame, public image, so here Rahu's transit will be good for you. Means whatever work you are doing, means you may feel that all of a sudden people know about it. Okay, so in that regard, this transit of Rahu is going to give you very good results. Okay, now Ketu will be transiting in your first house. Now this transit has to be given extra importance, because first house is our health, personality, our decision making, our thought process, our ego. And Ketu is that planet which creates detachment, lack of interest, anxiety, irritation, seclusion. So the transit of Ketu in the first house may create the sense of seclusion within your mind. Means you may feel secluded from the other world, means towards your own self. Means this is a time when you have to give extra time and importance towards your own health, because Ketu will not allow you to give extra importance towards your own self, towards your own health, your own personality, because Rahu is in the 7th house. So you will be always focused towards your partner. Means how the partnership is made, how the relationship is made, how the things are going on. Means you will get less time towards your own self. That is how the Ketu in the first house transit is all about. So you have to bring a proper balance towards it, because there can be sometimes a very overcritical thinking towards your own self, towards your own health also. You have to work on that. Okay, since Ketu is a headless planet and first house is basically our head, so this also indicates that you take some decision, you start a work, later on you understand that that work was not meant for you, or that decision was not good for you. So whimsical things may happen. So before you take any decision, before you start any work, first you should be very sure about it, then only look into it, then only start it. Else try to delay it, because Ketu in the first house normally indicates delay. Why delay? Because you start a work, and suppose after the work has started, Ketu will make you feel, though I don't want it, I don't want it, right? Or I didn't want it at the first place. So what is happening? The things which is actually needed to be done, that got delayed. Okay. Another interesting part here is that suppose if you are running through any unfavorable dasa, or any prevalent health condition is going on, then this Ketu transit in the first house is not considered good. In that case, I will say, because Ketu in the first house will not allow your disease or illness to be diagnosed at the first case. In case any unfavorable dasa is going on, or any prevalent health condition is going on, so Ketu will not allow you to diagnose. In that case, I will say, normally I say that take one or more than one, means opinions of a doctor. Okay, take 2 or more opinions. That will give you much more better results. Okay, because initially it won't be diagnosed at the first place. So health is important. Personality and decision making, means what life choices you are making. Proper importance to your own discipline, sincerity, punctuality. It is very essential, because here Ketu will make you feel completely detached from your own lifestyle and everything. You will feel that everything is okay, don't bother me please, this kind of feeling, and that will hamper your day-to-day life, decision and discipline. So you have to work on that thing. The moment means since I follow True Rahu and True Ketu more, so on 29th of November when the transit is happening, you will feel that impact more. Then suppose if you are following the mean Rahu and mean Ketu, in that case it will be like you may start feel that okay, it has happened. But the moment True Rahu and True Ketu transit is happening, so Ketu will come on your first house on 29th of November 2023 on and onwards. Okay, that time you will feel, all of a sudden you will feel this kind of feeling, health, decision making, personality and everything. Okay, so make the most out of it. That's it for the Virgo ascendant people. For the Libra ascendant people, the Rahu Ketu transit. Rahu is transiting in your 6th house, Ketu is transiting in the 12th house. Now, Rahu's transit in the 6th house is considered very good because normally it brings success. Whatever work you are doing, it brings success. Means it will allow you to face the challenges, face the difficulties and hurdles, and become successful out of it. Suppose since Rahu is transiting in the 6th house, so yes, there will be some opponents, there will be some hurdles from enemies, but at the end you will be successful. Okay, that is how Rahu plays the game. It will give you victory over your opponents, over your rivals and enemies in the 6th house, and it will also give you overall success, be it at your job, be it at your service. This also indicates that you may get some higher position at your workplace, cooperation, support from your authorities, superiors, and from your colleagues, your subordinates at the working environment. Means you may get a charge, in charge, or some big post or something like that. Means all of a sudden you will feel that yes, I have got that place, or I have achieved it. So it will improve your name, fame, reputation, status. Okay, now Ketu is transiting in the 12th house. Now this can also indicate that at certain level there can be a sense of self distrust, or you may feel that at the personal level self confidence is going down. But you don't need to worry, because in the 12th house Ketu will make you that imaginative. Some intuitive powers will come, prophetic dreams. So you may feel that yes, what are the ways out, what are the things which I must follow in order to get success in my life. If certain things are creating problems, if certain things are making me low, keeping me low, let us follow this thing, let me work on this, because here intuitive power will come within you. It will give you good results in that regard. Another thing is that it will make you feel that take some time for seclusion, isolation. So at times you may also feel that you are getting secluded. Means initially you may not like it, but slowly and gradually you will feel that yes, in order to attain that final goal, I need to work on own self also, myself also. In that way, that Ketu in the 12th house will give you very good results. So that means studies related to mysticism, spirituality, occult science, in all those regard, this Ketu transit is going to give you very good results. Okay, yes, some disturbances of sleep, some restlessness can be there, because Ketu essentially is a malefic planet, and it's a planet which deals with detachment and everything. So initially there can be some restlessness, or you may also have to work on your sleep schedule. Having proper rest is essential, because Rahu is in the 6th house. So Rahu will like work, which is a good thing. Means because that is the reason you are going to get that name, fame and everything, that high position in life. That's good. But again, at the same time, Ketu in the 12th house, so that means you have to work on your own health also. Okay, so suppose if you are going through any health issues, prevalent health condition, in that case you have to be very careful regarding that, because 12th house is also the house of hospitals, correct? And Ketu is transiting over there. So that means suppose you are running through any health issues, then that health issue, it may take some time to recover, because Ketu will not allow you to diagnose the illness at the first place. So you may have to take multiple opinions. So normally I say that take two or more opinions. Okay, in that case you will be able to understand that what is the thing going on, because the first one won't be able to understand what's going on with your health. Okay, so make the most out of it. That's it for the Libra ascendant people. For the Scorpio ascendant people, Rahu is transiting in your 5th house, Ketu is transiting in your 11th house. Rahu's transit in the 5th house is considered very good, because I will say that this will improve your creative intelligence, make you very inquisitive, make you very curious. Means, suppose if you are thinking to start a new kind of studies, uh, use your, or you are thinking to use your creative intelligence, your creative talent in your work, this Rahu will allow you to use your creative talent with the help of some kind of smart work, creativity, intelligence, some innovation, and give you good results. So this transit of Rahu in the 5th house, I will say it's a very good transit. On the other hand, Ketu will be transiting in your 11th house. Now, normally Ketu's transit in 11th house is also good with regards to financial gains and aims, following your aims and goals, and ultimately it will give you good results. But yes, since Ketu is a headless planet and it has the sense of detachment and disinterest, so financial troubles can be there. But amidst financial troubles, your goals towards your wealth, income, and financial goals will also lead to success. Means, with regards to money, there will be overall happiness, I will say. Troubles can be there, but overall you will see that things are getting good over the time. Now, since Ketu is the planet of seclusion and 11th house is the house of network circles, so during this particular time you may face, or you may want to seclude yourself from your network circle, or you may feel that let me work on my own, or you may also feel that if it is not required, don't bother me, don't ask me to go there and here. Okay, so at times you may also face problems while you are working in a group. Suppose you are working in a group, or you need to work in a group. In that case, you may face some kind of problems, because there can be some kind of unnecessary misunderstanding, irritation, anxiety. Okay, but overall, if you are working all alone, you are working on your own talent, your own work ethics, in that case the transit of Rahu in the 5th house, Ketu in the 11th house is going to give very good results. Okay, there can be some misunderstanding between you and your elder cousin, elder brother, elder cousin. Okay, now since 5th house is also the house of children where Rahu is transiting, there can be some troubles through your children or progeny, because either because of their health, or because Rahu is a planet of illusion and obsession. So you may feel that your child is becoming very demanding, or certain things are making them like they are not satisfied, they are not contented on certain things. So on that matter there can be some difficulty while how you are managing your children. Okay, because of the influence of Rahu. Means, at your personal level it is going to give you very good results with regards to creativity and everything. Two more thing I will say. Suppose if you are into speculation, in that case this transit of Rahu in the 5th house is going to give you very good results. Okay, now yes, definitely your dasa has to be taken care of, have to be checked. But means, if I'm talking about the transit, then transit of Rahu in the 5th house with regards to speculation, speculative business is going to give you very good results, because Rahu is very intelligent and very curious that what needs to be done, what to do, how to do in order to get multiple gains out of it. Second thing is that this Rahu in 5th house will give you experience regarding love and romantic relationship or some love affair. Okay, means you may all of a sudden experience some love bonding, love relationship all of a sudden. Okay, this may be a possibility during this particular transit of Rahu in the 5th house. Okay, so that's it for the Scorpio ascendant people. Make the most out of it. Okay, for the Sagittarius ascendant people, Rahu is transiting in your 4th house, Ketu is transiting in the 10th house. Now, Rahu's transit in the 4th house, I will say it's a good transit, because it will indicate overall domestic happiness. Means here Rahu will make you either acquire or earn landed property, vehicles, conveyances, luxury, comfort. And here Rahu will make you do all the things which is necessary to have a proper luxurious lifestyle. Means materialistic gains, materialistic happiness, and maintaining proper domestic decorum and maintaining each and every matters at the domestic life in a more proper manner. But since Rahu is a malefic planet transiting in the 4th house, two things, you have to be very careful regarding the health of your mother. Second thing is that at certain levels this can also create some kind of psychic tendencies or anxiety at the mental level, because peace of mind, that is 4th house, and Rahu, although it will allow you to have the materialistic gains, but that Rahu energy will be constantly over your mind. So at times you may feel that you are not getting enough rest, or you are overthinking a lot. Okay, that is what. So take care regarding the health of your mother, and you have to have a proper balance, means regarding your overthinking and everything. Why? Because Ketu is transiting in your 10th house. Ketu's transit in the 10th house is very vital, not because it is Ketu and 10th house, but because the significance which are associated with Ketu 10th house transit. See, here Ketu asks us to check the unnecessary ambitions or our over ambitious mindset. Ketu puts a barrier over it. Ketu puts a checks over it. So suppose the things which are not meant for us, and Ketu is transiting in the 10th house, what will happen? Ketu will take it away from us. Ketu will say that this is not required for you. So here Ketu teaches us being satisfied, being contented with what Almighty has given us. Okay. So here you will all of a sudden feel that all your focus is moving from your outside world towards your domestic place, your home, your homely environment. Now you are getting more time to spend at your homely environment. Now that can be either because of the materialistic gains and happiness, but again at the same time that can be possible due to because you are not satisfied at the working environment, dissatisfaction at your work. That is what Ketu in the 10th house also indicates. Change of job, change of profession. Now that is not a happy change, means you may feel that I am not feeling well in this work, I am not getting along. You may feel that your work ethics is not getting along with the work ethics of your superiors, your authorities. Or you may also feel that you know better than them, but you are not getting enough recognition there, enough name, fame, status over there. So all of a sudden one fine morning you may feel that I am not continuing the work there. So this kind of feeling, you may feel that I don't want to go there. So this kind of detachment, lack of interest may be seen because of that transit of Ketu in the 10th house. Now that can be taken in a more proper channelized way is that first of all we have to work on our goals in a more proper manner, because that is what Ketu is teaching you. Secondly, we need to have a proper sense of satisfaction and contentment within us. And the next part is that suppose you are working under someone, means you are working somewhere or you are doing some job, then we have to also be very careful regarding that what work ethics has been laid down by the working environment. Okay, so in that regard, that will give us not only make us more humble but also more grounded. That is what Ketu is trying to teach us in the transit of in the 10th house. Okay, now suppose if you are working on all these things in a nice manner, in a more disciplined manner, then this same Ketu can give us higher goals, higher places to reach. Like suppose you learn new things, because Ketu here will be like okay, do this, do that. Okay, you will be learning new things, acquiring more talents, more knowledge, and then when you apply somewhere else, because there will be a dissatisfaction, there will be a change of profession, and then you can click and get to a good place, good work. Okay, that's how this Ketu in the 10th house will work. Because if you don't follow that, then what will happen? It is said that it indicates disappointment. It said that it creates troubles, struggles, hurdles with regards to work and job. Because when we become very egoistic, and here Ketu will curb down the ego. Okay, so that's how this transit of Ketu in the 10th house works. So we have to be very careful regarding all those things. Again, at the same time, when you talk about Rahu, then you will see that it will give you more focus, attention towards your homely matters, domestic pursuits and everything. You will see that everything is so good. You will try to do the things which will bring long-term luxury, happiness, comfort for you and all the people living in and around you. I will also say that take care regarding the health of your mother during this particular time. Okay, and Ketu is transiting in the 10th house. Expenditure with regards to wealth of your father, or there can be some misunderstanding between you and your father. Okay, that can also be a possibility. So make the most out of it. That's it for this Sagittarius ascendant people. For the Capricorn ascendant people, Rahu is transiting in the 3rd house, Ketu is transiting in the 9th house. Normally, the transit of Rahu in the 3rd house is considered very good, because it gives you success in all endeavors, all projects. This is a time when you will be able to start new work. For the Capricorn ascendant people I am talking about. Because here Rahu is like, means you just give me the work and I will do it. It makes you very confident, brave, courageous. Means you are like that one person who knows what action plan has to be followed. Totally action oriented personality. That is what Rahu is all about in the 3rd house. It will improve your communication skill. Means you will feel, suppose if you are associated with any work where reading, writing, communicating, or associated with marketing, digital media, digital marketing, or communication skills is associated, in that case Rahu will be like, Rahu is the king. It will give you very good results. Means even if suppose you are associated with something related to writing or publishing, in that case also here Rahu is going to give you very good results. Secondly, it will give you victory over your opponents, over your rivals, success whatever work you are doing, in that case also. And suppose if you are thinking to improve your hobbies, improve your any new kind of creative talent, in that case also this Rahu is going to give you very good results. And at your workplace, since Rahu is transiting in the 3rd house, at your workplace this will create an environment where you may get good name, fame, status, reputation. In that case it is going to give you very good results. Okay, now if I talk about Ketu in the 9th house, now 9th house is basically the house of religious ideology, religion, our dharma. Okay, higher education, long distance travel, and Ketu is detachment. Basically Ketu is lack of interest. So what will happen, you may not get too much interested towards your religious ideas or rituals and customs. You may be like more towards spirituality. Means you are more of a spiritual being than a traditional religious follower. Okay, so you may not take on the religious ideologies very easily. At times you may become very blunt or very adamant towards your own ideology, or you may also try to put your ideology on others. You have to be very careful regarding that, because you see, Virgo is the sign of criticality, perfection, and Ketu is the planet of like very excessive critical thinking. That is what Ketu is all about. So at times it can make you very blunt towards your own critical thinking, and the only thing is that you should not put your own ideas on other. That is the most important thing to do, because that can lead to unnecessary problems and troubles. Okay, I will also say that during this particular time, try to avoid any long distance travels to some far away place or foreign place. Very important, because you take the long distance travel, you go to some far away place or foreign place. After you go there, after you reach there, you feel that, oh, I don't wanted to come here. I didn't want to visit here. So it will be again a unpleasant type of journey. Ninth house is also the house of our aims, ambitions, higher education, higher learning. So there can be a possibility of breaks in education, or you may be confused regarding what type of subjects or what type of stream should be chosen. Or suppose if you are thinking to take a particular type of education in some far away place, long distance travels are required. In that case, I will say try to avoid it, because once you go there and after going there, you may feel that I didn't want that, I was not expecting this, I was not desiring this. Okay, because Ketu don't have the head. Okay, it will do the work and then it will think, then it will understand. On the other hand, this can also give you some intuitive powers, intuitive abilities. You'll be able to learn about spirituality, spiritual way of living, spiritual growth. You may also get connected with spiritual people or spiritual community. Okay, these are the way this Ketu is going to give you results. And there can be some problems or misunderstanding between you and your father or elders of your family, or there can be like some kind of detachment between you and your guru. Means you may feel that you have to work a lot hard in order to have a proper knowledge or proper wisdom. This kind of feeling can be there within you. Okay, so that's it for the Capricorn ascendant people. For the Aquarius ascendant people, Rahu is transiting in the second house, Ketu is transiting in the 8th house. Rahu's transit in the second house, I will say it's a very good transit, because it is a transit where it will improve your wealth, it will improve your financial condition. Suppose you are expecting a job change, or you are expecting that yes, I have to take that work, I have to take that job, or I have to start this. This Rahu's transit in the second house will allow you to improve your business, job, or present situation in your work, because this second house transit of Rahu will make you feel that yes, what are the things which needs to be done in order to improve the financial condition, in order to improve the proper wealth, storage of wealth, fixed asset. Okay, so during this particular time you will be able to take important decisions regarding your finances, and you will be also very innovative regarding your own ideology, regarding your own ethics, your own morals. Now since Rahu is also a planet which is very innovative, okay, there can be a possibility that you and your family members on certain matters may have a clash, or may have some kind of misunderstanding between you and your family members, because Rahu's ideology is very different. Okay, and second house is significated by Jupiter. Now Jupiter signifies tradition, and Rahu is something which goes in some different manner. Means it does not go or does not follow the normal traditional path or rule. Okay, in that case there can be some kind of clashes or misunderstanding between you and your family members. Otherwise I will say, at the materialistic gains, at the materialistic way of living the life, wealth, possessions, okay, this Rahu will give you very good results. Means you will be able to have all the things in your life which you want to possess. Okay, in that regard, this Rahu's transit is going to give you very good results. Okay. On the other hand, Ketu will be transiting in your 8th house. Now 8th house is the house of means our longevity. It is also the Mangalya house. Now suppose, since I talked about longevity means our health, so in case you are running through any health issues or prevalent health condition, then this Ketu's transit has to be given topmost priority, because health care will be essential. Proper habits has to be maintained, proper life choices has to be ensured in life, has to be maintained, because Ketu don't have the head, and you may get into some kind of habits which are not good for your health. Okay, that is what this indicates, Ketu in the 8th house. So you have to be very careful regarding your choices, habits. Certain things which are not good for you, try to avoid it. Okay, that is how you can make the most out of it, this Ketu's transit in the 8th house. Another thing is that 8th house is the second from the 7th house. It is the Mangalya house. Basically, if you are in a partnership, relationship, married life, so 8th house is the house where responsibility of the married life, of the relationship, of the partnership has to be followed. So suppose if you are working in a partnership, suppose, and you are working with some kind of wealth or asset, money related to your partner or other people, or even joint asset, try to avoid those kind of responsibility, because if you are handling money of other people, joint asset, or money related to your partner with Ketu's transit in the 8th house, then that can lead to some kind of sudden loss, sudden difficulty, sudden problems, because 8th house is suddenness. Ketu is that headless planet, so you take some decision and it can create some kind of problem. Try to avoid it. Okay. Another thing is that since I said it is a Mangalya house, suppose if you are married. Now someone will say that what if I am not married? I am not talking about that. I am talking about the essence of Mangalya house, means the people who are in relationship, specifically who are married. Okay, in that regard I will say that there can be a sense of disinterest, some irritation, detachment towards your partner, or towards the responsibility towards your partner. Means there will be a sense of sensuality, but responsibility towards your partner will reduce, which is not a good thing. So in that regard there can be a problem, an issue with regards to how you are maintaining the bonding between you and your partner, specifically at the married life. Now suppose you are in a relationship, in normal relationship also, this transit of Ketu has to be given very proper importance, because some kind of detachment, some kind of disinterest is seen. Okay, so you have to be very careful regarding that. Now suppose if you are not married, in that regard also, or suppose you are not in a partnership, you are means in that regard I will say that this transit of Ketu in the 8th house can give you a pure sense of spiritual means life path, or you may feel that you can have a proper knowledge of spirituality, occult science, okay, mysticism, because since you are not in a partnership or relationship, so at the own level, at the own personal level, there can be a sense of seclusion, and in that seclusion, since 8th house is the house of dark mystery, so this Ketu will give you that intuition, give you that proper knowledge of knowing that dark knowledge, that dark mystery, occult science, secret sciences. Okay, but yes, as I said before also, that healthcare has to be given importance, because 8th house is the house of longevity, Ayurveda. Okay, and life proper choices, habits has to be maintained. Okay, so that's it for the Aquarius ascendant people. Make the most out of it. For the Pisces ascendant people, Rahu is transiting in your 1st house and Ketu is transiting in your 7th house. It's a very important transit for the Pisces ascendant people. Rahu's transit in the first house normally increases self-confidence of the person. It is a time of self-improvement. No matter whatever you are doing, whatever work you are doing, it is a time to improve your decision making. It is a time to improve your health, your personality, your discipline, punctuality. Because Rahu will give you that sense of confidence, strength. It will allow you to curve your opponents, give you victory, success. Means at the personal level, what are the things needs to be done? All things you will be able to do. Means you will get name, fame, success, because Rahu is transiting in your first house. But since Rahu is transiting in the first house, that means Ketu will be transiting in your 7th house. That means there will be a great deal of disinterest, detachment towards your partner. Means this can increase your ego because Rahu in the first house. So out of that ego, there can be a sense of detachment, disinterest, or even a sense of discrimination towards your partner. Now here at the personal level only I am talking about. Suppose if you are in a married life or in a relationship, in that case I am talking that a sense of detachment, disinterest, misunderstanding, quarrels, fights can be there, because that is how Ketu performs in the 7th house transit. And since Rahu and Ketu means what Ketu will suppress, the same thing Rahu will express in the opposite sign. Okay. Now suppose if you are not in a partnership or relationship, in that case I will say, suppose if you are all by yourself. Okay. So this is a time of your personality development. Now since Rahu is a very innovative planet, it will make you do certain things in a different manner, in a different way. And Ketu is a very critical thinking planet in the 7th house, in the sign of Virgo. So what will happen? You may face some kind of judgments from other people regarding your personality, regarding your decision making, regarding your work ethics. Means you will feel that every now and then people are coming and judging you, because that judgment is coming from Ketu in the 7th house. Now this I am talking, suppose if you are all by yourself, you are not in a partnership, not in a relationship. Suppose if you are in a partnership at the business level, at the professional level, or suppose you are in a trade business or normal business and Ketu is transiting in the 7th house. So what I will say, that try to avoid any new kind of collaboration now, or try to maintain a proper decorum and proper bonding between you and your partner, because there is a possibility that there can be a break, there can be a separation, there can be some misunderstanding. And since Rahu is transiting in the first house, so what will happen? You will feel that whatever I am doing correct. This kind of egoistic things, maybe you are doing correct, but what Rahu will make you feel, that why should I be always think about that person? Think about that person means 7th house, and where Ketu is transiting. So Ketu will not allow you to think about that person. It will make you feel that okay, if he or she wants to go, let her go, let him go. This kind of feeling. Now what happens, as I said, Ketu don't have the head. After the work has been done, then you realize, then we feel that oh my god, I did a blunder. Okay, so we have to work through our wisdom also. One good thing is that Jupiter will be transiting in your 2nd house. Jupiter is the dispositor of your 1st house, it is the Lagna Lord. So Jupiter will be looking onto your 8th house. 8th house means ups and downs in life, transformation. Also 8th house is Mangalya Bhav, means suppose if you are in a partnership or relationship, so what responsibilities you need to follow, that is 8th house. So Jupiter is looking onto your 8th house, so to some extent it will try to protect the significance, it will help you. But yes, ultimately it is completely upon our own free will also, that what choices we are making, correct. So in that way we have to pursue this transit of Rahu and Ketu in your first house and seventh house respectively. So that's it for the Pisces ascendant people. Make the most out of it. So that's it for today for all the 12 ascendant signs. And if you have liked this video, press the like button, share it to your near and dear ones. And if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video you get notified instantly. And if you want a consultation from me, check the links down in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID or get connected with me through my Facebook or Instagram accounts. And your comments are always welcome to me. In case of any query, any question, type it down in the comment box. I will be definitely looking onto it. So I am signing off for today, thanking you. Bye bye.